Hey, what is going on, ladies and gents? My name is Overwatch and welcome to another Overwatch Gameplay Commentary. This time we'll be discussing the competitive matchmaking system and how people are getting into the games they are and how they are coupled with bad or good teammates and all of that stuff. Okay, so I'll be talking from my own experience, although I'm pretty sure it is common for most players, and I think it's one of the most major reasons why toxicity and flaming and Overwatch is pretty much dying in competitive right now. That's for the matchmaking system there is. So yeah, so my experience, let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, I've been playing 2 games with a friend of mine who's actually getting to almost GM. He's high masters. He was 3,700 SR if I'm not wrong, and right now I was 3,270 or 3,000 and something, 3,200 something. Okay, so we got paired together. I asked him out for the game. He said okay, and I started playing in Masters pretty much. Okay, the entire enemy team was Masters. The entire team of mine was also Masters, besides me, obviously. And what's the funny thing about this? That I've actually did good on Masters. Okay, I'm reminding you, I'm a Diamond player right now. I get stuck in 3,200 and I cannot really pass that. I get up and down and lose 2 and win 3 and maybe the opposite sometimes. But I did play on Masters with him because we were coupled together and the SR was obviously higher, and then I won the game. Not just that I won the game, that I did good, I also got play of the game and 3 gold medals. Okay, as Farah obviously, which is my main, but still, the game wasn't easier. I can tell that for sure. The Hanzo arrows were on point. He got a few hits on me, killed me a few times. Then Zenyatta kept his orb on me, but I did manage to live up and do enough damage and be enough efficient, one might say. So I managed to pull the DPS in, and then we sort of won the game. We actually overwhelmed them pretty easily. They couldn't have captured the first point on Numbani. Alright, so obviously they were doing something wrong, but Farah is very strong in there and they couldn't counter me quickly enough to get the fight going in without me getting in there as well. So what's the problem here, you might be wondering? I mean, how am I good Masters player but a rather crappy or maximum average Diamond player? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Diamond is easier than Masters, right? Well, actually wrong. Not because of the skill rating of the players. The players are much better at Masters, obviously, so your opponents will be harder and much more difficult to kill and to overwhelm, but because of the teammates, and that is a huge part of the team. Overwatch, specifically competitive, is a team-based game. You run in 6 versus 6. You cannot do it 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 6. You cannot do that thing, okay? Even if you're one of the best widows, carrying it by yourself without getting the opportunity, the time to take your shots, it's not gonna happen. And that's why you need your entire team to go in there, to brawl, to do whatever they need to buy you some time to get those shots, right? So in Masters, you get people who are already in Masters, who have known the game for quite a while, who play the game very well, obviously above Diamond, and they do fine. They bring their game in and they're doing their best, and that's how you win. Okay, I can consider myself a Masters player. I'm not yet in the SR of Masters, but by skill rating and by the matches I've had, I know it's only 2 matches and one of them was a draw, so you can say, oh, well, Lulu, that's pretty lucky of you. You just won 1 match, doesn't mean you're a Masters player. But honestly, it was much tougher, and I still managed to get those gold medals and do enough damage and bring my efficient DPS in the game, okay? And the enemies didn't really stop me as much, so I don't think we sort of won that by luck. But on Diamond, whenever I play on Diamond, I'll tell you, literally after those 2 matches that I've had with my Masters friend, he had to go out, and then we split, and then I started playing either on my own or with another friend, which was in Diamond this time. So we were both in the same rank. I was 3,300, he was 2,900 or 3,000, and we're playing together. Obviously this would be much easier because I'm fighting against easier enemies, right? Well, wrong actually. We've got a symmetrical one trick, okay? On the first game we got a symmetrical one trick, and she did okay. She was great Symmetra, but we were playing attack on Hollywood, and that doesn't really comply with Symmetra's kit, so we just lost the game after a long 15 to 20 minutes of struggling and trying. And you know, those kind of matches where half of the team is really doing their best and you're missing this one or two person to give it all in and to go with the proper heroes. That's actually a huge part of the game as well. Go with the proper heroes, pick the right heroes to fight with. And he kept on playing with Symmetra, and we lost the match. So I was like, okay, it's just one game. I'm not getting tilted. I'm not getting anything. There are Symmetra players in Diamond, sure. There are also Symmetra players in Masters, but I'm sure they're better. And they would have switched if they were playing attack, and that didn't work out. Okay, so I went to the next game with the same friend. We're defending on Gibraltar, right? And I actually picked DPS second. I was the second person to pick. The first one was the Widow, and I picked Junkrat because I think Junkrat is great on defense on Gibraltar and in general, and we have a hit scan, so Pharah won't be a problem. But then a third player, he picked third DPS. He went with a Soldier. Okay, yeah, I know, Soldier in our meta of Hanzo and Widows and whatnot. Still, he went with a Soldier. Okay, I was like, can you go maybe tank, because the other two supports have already been picking. And he was like, no, I'm better than you. He said he wrote in the chat he has higher SR than I did. Don't know how that happened with 3,300. And he was sort of better than me. I don't know, I didn't really argue with him. I was like, okay, you know what, just play DPS. You better actually show that you're better, not just say that, and you better deliver. And that's how we went for the game. I played Diva, I think, and guess what? Guess what happened? We're running Widow and Soldier. Not the best comp, not the best two heroes to pick together, because it's double hit scans and there's not much of splash damage, which is more efficient in the brawling area of the game, where Junkrat or Reaper or anything else would have gone more damage in there than Soldier or Widow, which wasn't really good, by the way. Our Widow was pretty crap, didn't land the right shots, didn't deliver enough kills in time, so he was also one of the reasons we lost. But the Soldier annoyed me so much, because he did pick Soldier after 2 DPS were already picked, so he's not in for filling or flexing. But when it's about to go to the DPS area, when it's about to actually give all you got and do your best and be efficient in the game, he was screwing up. He didn't do enough damage, he died way too quickly. Their Hanzo he just ate him, and our Widow as well, which is pretty sad because Widow counters Hanzo. But still, even the Soldier couldn't handle the Hanzo, and I know Hanzo is very OP right now. Still, I don't get why he picked Soldier, but that's how they went. And leave that, they went full dive comp. They went Winston and Diva, and I'm not sure if it was a Genji or some other thing. They went really dive. 3 heroes of the enemy team were completely dive, and we played with Hanzo, which is not such good dive counter, and Widow, which is shit dive counter. Okay, she gets really hard countered by Winston, Diva, and all that. So they wouldn't have switched, and I've asked them politely, nicely over the chat, over the voice, for like 3-4 minutes. We just kept on losing, and we lost that match as well. So I was like, okay, well, they were shit, they were crap. We lost 2 matches, it happens. We'll probably win the next one, right? I mean, the matchmaking system will probably get us better teammates or shittier enemies, and we'll win the game, because that's how it works. And guess what? That didn't happen as well. And guess what? We went with a May or a Summer one trick. This time I were playing DPS, but I just couldn't get enough. I just couldn't carry this by my own. I just needed the extra DPS or the extra tanks or support that I needed to be efficient, just like I was in Masters. So, if you ask me, that's pretty fucked up. Seriously. Ranking up like this, when you get 3-4 games in a row, that you literally see your teammates are not doing well enough and they're holding you down, they're holding you back, You can't get above that diamond area. You're just stuck in masters. It's like gold elo hell all over again, but in diamond. I didn't realize it was a diamond thing, and it was actually all tiers thing. It happens everywhere, not just in silver, not just in bronze, not just in gold. It happens everywhere, in diamond as well. I'm pretty sure in masters as well. Alright, you always get to those high SR, high diamond. You get to 3,300. You're just 200 short from getting to masters, from getting to the next level, and then you get stuck. Then you get shit teammates. You get 4 games in a row when you're giving all your gut, you're duo queuing, so you know you have a teammate who's good, but it's just not enough because you have 2 or 3 others which are not. And suddenly there's a good Zarya on the enemy team, getting charged really quickly, pulling insane grabs, and there's also a Tracer Smurf, which is obviously smurfed. Seriously, I was playing with a Tracer on 79 win rate. That's called Smurf, guys, okay? That's his place is not in Diamond, it's in Masters, and if I was playing against him in Masters, I would have got a chance because I'd had better teammates, okay? Until I picked McCree in the last few seconds of the game, it was already too late. I've tried literally everything, but, you know, countering a Smurf with rather crappier teammates is just not gonna cut it. There's not enough damage, there's not enough space from tanks, something is gonna be lacking, and then the entire team will just collapse, okay? And we've also weren't really working as a team those 4 games. So I don't know much what to say about it, guys. Really, I feel a bit cheated. I feel like I'm not supposed to be playing at Diamond, really, because I've been struggling for months now, getting above Diamond. If you see my record from Season 6, you can see that I've ranked up each season by 300 or 400 SR, and then I got stuck around the season high that I had for that time. Okay, so if I had 900, if I had 2,900, then I was like 2,700 or 800, and then next season I got even higher than that. And now I'm just stuck, and you can literally see it when you're playing with a friend of a Masters. You can see that your teammates are holding you back. Alright? Well, what I did when I played with my friend of Masters, I literally sort of forced the matchmaking system to get me into Masters, to get me into my actual area where I belong, where my skill and my knowledge of the game, my game sense, is good enough for me to play in. And then I did well, I did okay, and we've won a game, and we drew another one. It was a pretty close game as well. And then I got back into Diamond, then I got those shitty teammates, and then I was just being eaten alive. And it's so frustrating. People are getting so angry about this. People are getting carried into Diamond. Those gold players are getting carried into Plat, then are getting carried into Diamond, and then they're just holding their teams back. And after losing twice or 3 times, the matchmaking system is going like, oh, okay, this dude has lost many games, let's give him an easy game to win, alright? So he won't get raging and all of that, and he'll keep playing the game because it's fun, because it's just one, okay? And that's what happens. You get good teammates, you get proper teammates who carry him, and 1 game or 2 games or 3 games after that, it just won't be enough, because even when he's getting good teammates, he's not putting enough efficiency, he's not doing his job well, and there's no winning for that. So he's basically stuck there, and he's forcing all of his teammates, literally 5 people, he's forcing them to stay at the exact rank they are right now, because they're not gonna win the match. That's called eating SR, and it happens way too often, and people get annoyed, and you can only avoid 2 teammates at a certain time. So I don't know how to deal with that. I'm dead serious with you. I have no clue how to deal with that. Carrying each and every game is not really an option, okay? Because it takes 1 or 2 good enemies and you're dead, you're raised. You cannot carry. You have to play with your team. Alright, and that's what it comes down to that. So maybe I should consider 4, 5 or 6 stacking. That is a great option. Once I did that, and we've won 9 games in a row. Not kidding you. We've won 9 games in a row. We were playing insanely well. You can see everyone is so excited. Everyone is doing even better than they could, pulling insane ults. We literally were reaching our top of our efficiency limits. And Really, that's how I got to diamond from plat. I was 2,900 and I got through 3,200 on sort of 1 or 2 days with the proper teammates. So that's what it's all about. If I get the proper teammates, if I get a proper team, I'll be ranking up. There's no question about that. Even if we have a Smurf, we know how to counter him. For a Tracer, there's so many good counters, like Brigitte, like Moira, like May, or McCree with a flashbang, which is a bit more situational, but still might work nonetheless. So this is what it comes to down, the teammates. If you're feeling stuck, if you're like getting almost to the next level, but you're stuck at 900 or 400 or 300, and you cannot get those extra 100 or 200 SR, then don't blame yourself, don't be too hard on yourself. It's the teammates, and you probably should consider something else, like getting an actual 6-stack or 5 stacks or something. Just stack up teammates that you know that are good and just play like that, because that's the way to rank up, really. I've been playing solo queue for months now. I've been winning and losing, and I'm still in the same SR. Okay, I haven't switched anything instead of getting more experience and leveling up and actually getting better at the game. So this is my advice to you. I'm really excited to see what the looking for team, the team addition they're going to put in the game, which is live in the PTR. I've heard about that you could choose a class like a DPS or tank or a healer or support, and then you get locked on in the competitive match to that specific role. I would love to see how that plays out. It might be a huge contribution to this current problem. It might actually eliminate this problem if it's done correctly, but right now the problem is huge. It's really hard to rank up, especially with solo queue, unless you're very good support or very good widow and you manage to carry really like 70% of the games. So tell me what you guys think about it in the comments. I'm ready to hear your guys' opinion. Really, I'm fascinated. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.